Happy finally Friday. The Mariners salvage a series split with the A's by winning yesterday 6-4. Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, and Luke Raley each homered as Seattle picked up the win for Brian Wu on the mound.
Muscled, a mile high, a towering fly ball, and it is fair. It's a rainmaker for a day game for Cal Raleigh. What a mammoth blast all the way up to the second deck. It's his 29th home run this season. He has now tied his skipper, Dan Wilson, 19th all-time in team history for Mariner home runs. Julio starts things with a bang. That is blasted all the way up to the second deck. It just took a seat out. A majestic, breathtaking home run from Julio. That was a missile.
For Julio, his 14th home run on the year. That's some pretty good exit velocity. 111.
1-1 to center field. Rodriguez makes the catch. Wilson will tag. Everyone else will stay put. That brings home the first A's run. Another RBI for Seth Brown.
Plenty deep out to right field. Lawrence Butler is there. There's out number 1. Robles comes home to score. An aggressive base running for Victor Robles pays off for the Mariners. It's a sacrifice fly by Cal Raleigh. He shoots this out to center field. Blade showing his numbers, looking into the sun at the wall, and it's gone.
There's some insurance for you.
A 9th inning home run to straightaway center field. 3rd hit today for Luke Raley, all for extra bases.
That'll get to the backstop, kicks right back to McCann. Throws to third, Schumann's tag is there, and the A's catch a lucky break.
Well, sometimes you just need a bounce to go your way, and that's exactly what happened to the Athletics.
Get this one in the air to center. Julio Rodriguez going back, fighting the sun at the wall. It's gone! So a towering blast for Brent Rooker, his 2nd home run of the game, his 35th of the year.
And he goes around. That's the ball game. The Mariners win it today. They split the series.
Seattle heads for St. Louis to begin a 3-game series with the Cardinals. That's on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle's back within 4.5 games of Houston in the American League West after former Mariner Ty France homered in Cincinnati's 1-0 shutout of the Astros. Texas topped the Angels 3-1 to remain 3 back of Seattle. Yankees were idle Wednesday, so their lead in the top spot to the wild card race remains at 4.5 games. The Twins topped Tampa Bay 4-3 to move a half game ahead of the Royals. Seattle has company at 5 games out of the wild card race after Detroit beat San Diego 4-3 to pull within 5 games of Kansas City. Well, the Washington Huskies make their Big Ten debut tomorrow at Husky Stadium. Eastern Michigan comes calling at 12:30. The game broadcast on the Big Ten Network. Central Washington kicks off the 24 campaign in San Diego at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Eastern Washington hosts Drake at 4 on ESPN+. Washington State has a night game at Martin Stadium Saturday night at 7 o'clock. They'll host Texas Tech. That is on Fox. Seattle Seahawks kick off the 24 NFL season Sunday at home against the Denver Broncos. Geno Smith, Julian Love, and Devon Witherspoon all talked about how excited they are to finally play the first game on Sunday.
Super excited. Obviously taking it one day at a time, but we can't wait for the game. I think the guys are super excited and ready to go out there and execute. Be in front of the home fans. Looking forward to the 12s coming out, being loud as ever. Looking forward to a special season and, all of us collectively just having a bunch of fun.
I think it's the same amount of excitement. You're in camp for so long, it feels like, and you're kind of grinding away. And to finally get into action, to finally game plan, it's exciting. So, similar excitement.
I think the most thing I'm excited about is to see what we're going to do as far as team-wise, but I'm just ready to be back in Lumen. I just know the fans they go crazy when we back in Lumen, so I just ready to experience that again. It's been a minute.
Kickoff set for 1:05 on CBS. The high school football season kicked off last night in the Central Washington Athletic Conference. It was Toppenish beating Grandview 17-6. East Valley rolled over Riverview 50-0. Coming up tonight, Othello is at Ellensburg. Ephrata hosts Prosser while Sela visits Quincy. Wenatchee opens in Coeur d'Alene tonight against Lake City. New Panther head coach Taylor Mitchell says the 0-1 Timberwolves have an edge in that they've already played one game.
Well, I think Lake City has a little bit of an advantage over us, having their week 1 game last week, being able to shake off the rust a little bit, make some week 1 mistakes. And for us, it's our first game. I know that they had some turnovers last week. We were able to watch part of their game and some mistakes that you typically see week 1 from a football team. So that means that we just have to go in there, take care of the football, and limit those mistakes first time playing a football game. They have a big, tall, mobile quarterback. He escaped and can get out of the pocket. So I think keeping him in there, staying disciplined on the back end with our defensive backs is going to be super important. And then offensively, limiting those negative plays. There's a lot of penalties last week in that Lake City game. And so, up front, staying clean, I think controlling the football and establishing the line of scrimmage is going to be super important for us week 1.
Senior running back Finn Matheson says there's definitely a different feel to this year's Panthers squad under a new coaching staff.
This year seems completely different because you go in the weight room, there's like 20, 30 guys in there just getting work done. In years past, it's been like 5 to 10. So it definitely has been different this year. And it's definitely like the energy is different around here. And it's a good place to be right now.
Wenatchee and Lake City kick off tonight at 7 o'clock. Eastmont has to wait until Saturday afternoon to start its season at Bonnie Lake. New Wildcat head coach Jay Foster says the Panthers have gone through a similar change as Eastmont over the summer.
Their defensive coordinator bumped up to become the head coach, just as we did. So he and I have talked already, and neither one of us are going to change a whole bunch. So we have last year's film, they have our last year's film, we have theirs, and you go in with the idea that, okay, it's not going to change a whole bunch, but there's going to be something different. So our preparation, and that's what we do all summer, and that's why Central Washington's camp that we go to, now we play, quick 20-play scrimmage against 6 or 8 different teams, and so each one is different. So the things that we coach and teach aren't necessarily designed for a specific team. It's designed for whoever shows up.
Senior nose guard Ricardo Kalunga says he's looking forward to getting to lead by example in his final year in an Eastmont uniform.
I can't believe it. I feel like it's been a long time, and I don't really think of it as 4 years. I just think of it as like a good time I've had. You can't back down, and you can't just slack off, You always got to keep going all the way around. Yeah, especially in the classroom. Sometimes I was low getting Fs and had to bring it back up because I couldn't, miss time from football, wrestling, and other things like that.
Eastmont kicks off at Bonnie Lake tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Cashmere begins its inaugural campaign in the SCAC with a game at Wapito tonight. Royal visits Count of Benton. It's hosting Zilla. Walook is at Natchez Valley. College Place hosts Weston McEwen. The 3 teams that remain in the Caribou Trail League play non-league games tonight as Chelan visits Jenkins Chewelah. Omak is at Okanagan. Cascade hosts Liberty Bell. For the 2Bs tonight, Lake Roosevelt hosts Colfax. Brewster's at Reardon. Tonasket takes on Kettle Falls. Bridgeport visits Waterville Mansfield. Manson's at Cle Elum. The 1B play weekend, Moses Lake Christian visits Sunnyside Christian. Soap Lake is on the road at St. John Endicott La Center. Entiat has a Saturday night matchup at Tico Rosalia at 6 o'clock. Girls soccer season also gets underway with a full slate coming up tomorrow. Moses Lake plays at Post Falls at 10 a.m. The noon kickoffs have Cascade at Ephrata. Tenino hosts Chelan. Wenatchee's at Sealand. Quincy hosts Davis. Omak plays at Lake Roosevelt at 1. Eastmont is on the road at Mount Spokane tomorrow at 2 o'clock. That's a look at sports news. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.